Hello, Divine Collective. We are looking at our life purpose oracle cards. So, if you haven't seen this deck yet, it is a great deck on doing a guidance reading on what it is that you feel is important for you to do, or if you're restarting your life, or if you're starting out and you're not sure what direction to go in, this is a great deck to use. So we're just going to do a life purpose reading for the collective. So let's just see what your guidance is today. So your first card is nutrition. You conduct healthy, you conduct healing work with your culinary skills. Okay, so for some of you, this could be in a field of nutrition, being like a nutritionist or someone like a health coach, a doctor, someone who works with herbs, like a specialist in herbal healing. But it can also be someone who likes to make dinner for their family and they're infusing it with love and energetic frequencies from the heart that makes the food healthy, right? It can also mean that one too, because nourishment, food is, it's not just what we eat, it's how we eat it. The way something is grown, the way something is killed, raised, all of that carries a frequency. So when we are eating, nutrition wise, a lot of it has to do with the intentions that are set into the food as well. And, on top of it, the way that it's grown and produced and given as well. Your next one is career change. So you're embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you desire and deserve. So, this card is reminding you that whatever you're doing right now, keep doing it, keep showing up, keep putting your best foot forward, right? It might not be exactly what you want to do, but it is going to lead you to where you want to be. I always tell everyone when you are doing the work with your heart space, then you will do it so much more better than something else that you're doing that you really truly don't want to do because you're following your heart. And that is why there's many different life paths for each of us. That's why there's many different careers. Somebody might love doing this job or somebody else they're just doing it because it pays the bills, right? So your career change is going to be something that is going to be in alignment with you. Maybe it's something that you've been doing in the background, something that you do on your extra time. It could be something that you are going to school to do while you're doing something else over here, right? That is what um, this card represents, right? It can also represent the universe, God, creator, coming in and saying, it is time for you to go from this to this. So for some of you, you may not even realize that this is going to happen yet. It it is being orchestrated behind closed doors for you. It is behind the curtain. It's the spiritual realm, God realm, making these alignments happen. And you might not even realize it's coming in yet. It just might come in like that, unexpected. There it is. Here it is, an offer. Maybe you're working somewhere and somebody offers you to be a boss. Or maybe you want to do a new job and all of a sudden the position is opened, right? Maybe you get your degree and you find the ideal position available to you that you could have never dreamed of, right? This career change is going to be something that's for the better because you've showed up constantly and consistently putting your best foot forward, right? So this career change is something that truly is meant for you to do. It's truly what you're being guided to do. And it's going to come in without stress. You're not going to feel like you have to stress over this. It's going to come in with peace and it's going to come in with order. Like it's just going to be like a transition, okay? So trust this for your highest good. And then we have time to decide. Make a decision based on your heart's true desires. Okay, so this has to do with you knowing what you need. Okay, in the picture there are numbers all around her. Right? The universe works on frequency, numbers. Um, Pay attention to what's going on around you and the numbers that you're seeing and the time frame that you're in. Right? You will know if something feels off or if something feels accurate. Right? Pay attention to synchronicities. Pay attention to dates. Um, when something happens and you happen to look at a time or you happen to look at something, pay attention if there's numbers, what numbers you see, and then look the meanings of those numbers up because often we ask for spiritual guidance, but then we don't even realize it when we're seeing it. So if you're doing something and like say you're I don't know, browsing the internet and you happen to come across a post and the comments are 222 or 333 or 111, look that number up, like pay attention. Right? If a number catches you, like a number 57 or a number 78, something like say like it catches your mind or it just sticks out, right? And you're not sure why all of a sudden that number just feels amplified. Look up the number because that can give you guidance towards this decision. It can help you know what direction you are being guided to go into so that you don't have the confusion within your heart and your mind space. But it could be time to decide when it comes to like this career change. This career change may for some of you open up a totally different new beginning. And you may need to say goodbye to a lot of things that you currently are a part of because this new beginning might require you to step out of the old and completely step into something new. And so you might have to make that decision of what are you going to do? Because you might have people telling you, don't do it. Why are you doing this? And it could be because they don't want to lose the benefits that they have with you. They don't want to see you follow your dream because that means that a part of theirs is going to be taken away because you're doing something that isn't aligned with what they want you to do. So be aware of the whole decision, be aware of the whole situation. Make sure you're not making a decision based off of somebody else's wants and happiness. Make sure your heart is a part of that decision too. Make sure your heart knows what it is that you are doing and if it feels like it's in alignment for you or if it's people pleasing. Right? But I feel like this decision is it's going to come in with no option of going back. It's just going to be it is time to decide if you want A or B, but A or B is going to be a part of this whole new position anyway. So it's almost like you might feel like whatever you're living in right now is completely picked up and moved and closed and that chapter is done. And then what's coming in it is going to give you the option of okay, do you want to go on this path or this path? Which way would you like to start? Kind of thing. Although, both paths are going to eventually lead into the same path, but it's almost like you're going to have the choice of, how do you want to start this? Which way would you like to go? Kind of thing. And the universe is going to give you a little bit of a chance to create it yourself, but it's already been created by the divine. It's already been given to you because it is something that the universe has seen you work so hard for and has been so patient. You have been so patient and so obedient that when it comes in, it's already orchestrated for you, but you're still going to be able to decide, which way you want to go. It's almost like being invited to go to a very elegant dinner, but you're going to have the decision of what to wear. Your place is already there. Your table's already made for you. The people are already lined up to meet you and the right ones that are meant to inspire you and move with you and help you. That's all been set up in advance. All you have to do is just go and just show up and just be you, right? But the universe is going to allow you to decide how you want to show up. what do you want to wear? What do you want to do? How do you want to present yourself? That's going to be what this is, right, for a lot of you. And it's going to come in with a lot of freedom, right? You are going to have freedom to truly be your true self. You're going to have the life that you want. You're going to have a lot of what was taken away from you given back to you. Many of the things that you have went through, you have fought to become a new version of yourself, because what was yours, someone tried to destroy. What could have been, someone wanted it to be nothing, right? And you came in with this determination that you were not going to allow anything to take away your life, because that is what was given to you at birth, and you're not going to let anybody come in and just take that away from you. So you're reclaiming your freedom, and in this transition, you're going to receive it, because the universe says you've done all the work that you needed to do to bring this into transformation, right? You've done the spiritual work. You've done the shadow work. You've done everything you needed to do to make this happen, right? So when this comes in, it's going to give you the freedom, maybe the freedom to travel, the freedom to wake up when you feel like it, the freedom to speak however you feel about a certain situation, or like it, whatever it is. It's going to be different for everybody, but you're going to feel that freedom. You're going to feel that those chains, those cords that held you back, those negative people, like you're going to feel all of that leave, and you're going to get the inner freedom that you truly desire and deserve from all of this. So, infinite abundance. You're fully supported as you devote yourself to your divine life purpose. Right? So, yeah, again, the universe, creator, God, source, your spirit team, ancestors, like everybody is on board here. They know the truth, they know what has happened, they know how far you've worked to get here. They also understand that your job, what you've done, has not been easy, and you also didn't do the work just for yourself. You've done the work for the masses. Okay, you've showed up for yourself, but you've showed up on such a high level that your energy has put a ripple effect. It's almost like throwing a rock into a river. There's this ripple effect, or throwing it into a lake. There's this ripple effect, right? And so that is like what you've done. You didn't just focus on you. When you did your work, you focused on the greater scale, right? You dove in without any fear of not being supported, because you had faith in the creator, the spirit team, your ancestors. You faced your fears. That's how I want to say it. Like, you faced your fears because you knew in your heart you were divinely protected, right? So you showed the creator, you showed the spirit realm, and even those in the physical realm, that you were going to do something that many would not have done, would have been afraid to do, and you chose to do it. You chose to jump and just trust that the universe would catch you, and it has. And because of that, you have a lot coming in. You've healed on so many levels that it has caused even higher beings, spiritual beings, and things to even take notes, because you have showed up in areas that they didn't even think anyone would show up for, and you have. And because you've showed up in these ways, in such a deep, honoring energy, you're being given a lot of things back to you because of this, because they just are just at amaze, like the aha moment of wow, this person has shown a deep amount of commitment to self and to the spiritual realm that they can't even see, right? And so because of that, you're being given back a lot of things that were taken away from you. And then when you receive these things back, you're going to get even more. You're going to get even more because you had that much faith. You had that much blind faith and you kept showing up even when you were knocked down. You kept getting right back up even when you were knocked down and in the dark. Okay, so you have really surpassed what was expected. Okay, and you're going to have a lot of questions on this new path that's coming in, but it's okay because your questions are going to be answered in in timing, in what we call magic, in divine intervention, divine timing, divine sequence, right? You're not going to have to worry about anything. Everything is going to fall in order without you even needing to worry about anything or question anything. When you as you start to question this, that, or whatever, you're going to see the magic take place, right? You are free. Yeah, you are not following everything else. Like you're the black sheep that stands up and says, "No, I'm not. I'm not going this way. I'm not following what this is. I'm going to find out my own path. I'm going to seek and and I'm going to knock and I'm going to keep knocking until the doors open to me on what I need to know, how I need to go." Right? You are also going to be a leader because you're going to be the good shepherd. You're going to be the shepherd that leads those others that might be following, but maybe they are the black sheep, but they're kind of like at the fence of what should I do? They might still be trying to people please. They might still be trying to maybe make everybody happy and putting themselves almost last. You're going to be the leader that comes in and says, this is how I did it, this is how you can do it too, right? You're going to give them the confidence to say, okay, it's my turn. I need to make this happen. I need to stand up 100%, not just 80%, but I need to step into my full energy 100%, right? Because a lot of times people will say, "Oh, I'm the black sheep, I'm the black sheep," but they're not. They're just like testing the water. They're just throwing a little bit of um, awareness here and there, but they're not fully embodying their true abilities, right? And that's where your leadership's going to come in. You're going to have the freedom to truly show your true colors and be your true self. And because of that, you're going to be looked at as a leader, whether you would like to be or not. That's how you're going to be looked at because of what you went through and because of what is coming to you out of all of that, right? So you're going to be someone that other people look to see how to make the next move, right? And you have done your shadow work. Yeah, you have definitely faced anything that has tried to scare you, put fear in you, hold you back. It's almost like you have paused and you've looked at the shadows and then you have studied them. So where the shadows are used to people being so afraid that they run or so afraid that they can be manipulated, you kind of turned around and said, "Okay, what are you? What are you doing here? Why are you here? What's your purpose? How powerful do you think you are? Let me look at you closer on a deeper level. Let me understand what you truly are trying to do in my life." Right? And because of that, you don't really have the shadows there to truly manipulate you anymore. You kind of like they know that they can come towards you, but the chances are they're not going to get anywhere from it. Or you're going to give them a teaching that they might not have been expecting. So you're going to be like the light that shines back on the shadow to show itself what its true issues are, whether it's bullying or whatever, or lack of self-love or just an issue with control and power, or someone that has unhealed wounds and they're reflecting, like whatever it is, these people that come at you trying to be that shadow energy, you're going to grab them, you're going to hold on to them, and you're going to give them an understanding of what they are, and you're going to mirror that image back to them so that they can see themselves, right? And it's not that you're going to mirror it in a bad way or a harmful way or anything like that, because that's not who you are. You're just simply going to stand there as the mirror and you're going to hold them in place so that they can truly see who they are and they can't run from it. and then they have to face themselves, and they either have to choose to get out of your way or they have to choose to transform, right? If they even want to have a chance of being in your energy and in your life, right? But they're not going to stop your abundance. They might come in and try, but they're not going to stop it. They're not going to be able to persuade you in any way to go off course, because this is divinely guided for you and it is already in the making. So you're just going to plow through whatever it is that tries to stop you and use it for your highest good and your advantage. Okay, so your life purpose is definitely still unfolding. Keep showing up with the best heart. Keep, putting yourself forward with the best mindset. Take time every day to visit your mind, visit your heart. Make sure that you are cleansing your energy. Make sure you're sending yourself love. And if there's something that you're still holding on to that you need to forgive, make sure you allow yourself to take time to let go of that energy so that it can never be used against you. All right. Self healing is so important because self healing allows you to call back your power. And no matter what somebody says to you, it can never be used against you because you've healed from it. That's the problem that we have with not healing ourselves. If we don't heal ourselves, then we still have open wounds for somebody to come along and stick something else in or, cause it to bleed again. But when you heal yourself and somebody comes along and tries to use something from your past against you, it has no effort, it has no effect, it has no energy because you have transformed that in within you. So you can say, yeah, that is what I did back then to handle the situations that I was in because I thought that was the right thing to do. But I've healed those parts of me. That chapter's gone. That's not who I am no more. And you can't use that against me, right? In return, you're just showing them how weak of a person they truly are. Because if they have to come in to your energy and try to use your past against you in this present moment, then it just goes to show how truly weak of a person they truly are. Because someone who loves you and cares about you and wants you to move forward is not going to hold your past against you. Isn't They're not going to use your past to get anything out of you, any reactions or any pain or any hurt, anything like that. Instead, they're going to want to empower you. So that's great. What you do in return is you say thank you so much for bringing that up. Thank you for showing me who you truly are so that I know not to let you in my future, in my present any longer, right? Thank you for showing me what kind of person you are, that you have to use somebody's weakness and somebody's pain to try to make them less stronger than you, right? That you have to bring them down to a lower level so that you can try to defeat them. Thank you for showing me that about yourself. Because in a lot of cases, that person may not even realize what they're doing, and you just expose what kind of person they are in their heart. And that can give them something to grow on. That can give God, the creator, source, their ancestors, something to help them see what kind of person they're choosing to be, because maybe that person really needs to heal so that they choose not to be that kind of a person, right? But you are bringing out the awareness, and sometimes that's all you have to do. It's just make them aware that you are totally aware of their intentions and what they plan on doing and what kind of energy they're operating from. And sometimes that's the truth that you need just to keep yourself going and disconnect those cords that they're trying so hard to connect into you so that they can keep going, because you're going to have people that's going to see this coming in for you and they're going to want it for themselves. They're going to want a piece of this cake even though they didn't do the work, or even though they didn't even want you to have what you're getting, right? So you're going to be able to say, okay, well, here's my discernment. You just exposed yourself. Your mask just fell. Here's your mask back. You're no longer welcome here. And you're going to be able to know who's for you and who's against you based off of how they try to play you. So we have Witchy Magic. Let's take a look at our Witchy Magic and see what our closing card advice is. So we have: a witch's soul is found in nature. How can you bond with her today? So this card is telling you that no matter where you live in society, no matter what your job is, no matter what you have always been a part of nature. Nature is a part of you. Mother Earth was life, a life force energy way before cities were built, way before governments were made. Right? So this card is reminding you that if you truly want to ground and you want to nurture yourself, you want to give yourself the best nutrition that you can, start going back to your roots. Take time to go out in nature. Take time to ground. Take time to listen to the animals. Remember where you came from. It's okay that you live in a city. It's okay that you know, have a life in society. There's nothing wrong with that. But what Mother Earth is really wanting you to do is just remember who you truly are. Remember where you truly came from. Remember who gives you life and who sustains you. Right? It's yes, you have a life and it's very modern and it's very technology and things like that. But there is a bigger life that allows you to have that life as well, right? What you live in a life inside of a life, right? So Mother Earth is the outside, and then you have your life on the inside. It's almost like picturing it like an egg. You have the shell that protects the egg, the inside of the egg, right? And then you are the substance that is in the egg that is creating, right? Everything that you want to do is being created so that whenever that egg breaks open, you can then live your life how you need to live it, right? But you were first within that shell. And that's kind of like what this card is reminding you is when you feel stressed, when you feel even just happy and relaxed, just take a moment of gratitude to go outside, to remember that nature is important. Our water, our air, the animals, the life that we often don't pause to look at because we're so busy with everything else. That was the life that truly was created for us and and was created to sustain us so that we could have the life that we do truly live every day, regardless of how you live. That nature is the foundation of everything else. Okay, it is the foundation of everything else that has been created from it. So just make sure that you honor that truth and that love, and know that it has sustained life for very, very, very long time, and it is created by a force that loves you and loves everything around you and wants the best for you. So keep moving forward. I hope this reading has blessed you, and I hope it helps you to stay positive and keep going, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.